Erik Schön och han ska prata om ingredients for a world class development. Nu glömde jag sista ordet. Ja, for world class software development. Sorry. Välkommen oss på scenen, Erik.
Tack. Morning, Agile Sweden. Good to be back. Mic check. Good morning. Good to be back. Good to see you all. I'm Erik Schön, heading up Erlang Solutions in the Nordics. So I'm a big fan of Erlang and Elixir, the open source ecosystem for building infrastructure critical for society. But I'm not going to talk about that. You can talk about that with me in the hallways or with Lennart Fridén, who's also an Elixir fanboy. What we're going to talk about today in this lightning talk is the journey from Hell's Kitchen to Master Chefs. Experiences, insights from a few companies, you know, Microsoft, Ericsson, Barclays Bank, Spotify, and Riot Games. You know, pretty diverse set of companies. What kind of patterns can we see there? What do you need to make a great dinner? Silly question, it's breakfast, right? But think about yesterday. We had a great dinner. What do you need? I'm trying to wake you up here. Food, yes. More. Good point, you have a need. More. Good company. Yeah. Cool. And a few more things. Good ingredients. You need to prepare it, right? Good or great recipes. Skills. Tools. But what tools? What ingredients? What skills? What recipes? It depends. I know I'm a consultant, so classic thing, it depends. But in this case, you know, what are you trying to do? Do you have a hungry teenager? Do you have a picky daughter? Are you preparing for a romantic date, or is it the family dinner? What is the job to be done? It's not the same, right? Totally different things. Sometimes we forget about this, right? So for the hungry teenager, just go to McDonald's. For the picky daughter, meat sauce and pasta every day of the week, because that's what she needs. For the romantic dinner, if you've done your homework, caprese is the thing. And for the family dinner, a bœuf bourguignon. Perfect. So, what are the right ingredients, skills, tools, recipes for the job? It's about the context, it's about the situation. Super important, right? What did we forget? Yeah, company, you mentioned that. There are a few other things. We need some time. We don't have infinite time. We need time boxes, perhaps. Preparations. We can actually prepare. If you watch the cooking shows on TV, you know that they do some preparations, right? And some creativity, a pinch of creativity. That's where the magic happens. So, between Hell's Kitchen and Master Chefs, better ingredients, better skills, better recipes, better tools, better preparations, and a pinch of creativity. And if you're really daring, you go ask the Swedish chef, because he has a few tricks up his sleeve. So, let's talk about this in a software development context, right? What are the tools, recipes, skills, preparations, and creativity in our context? So I was fortunate enough to join something called the Steve Denning Learning Consortium, where companies that were not competitors were traveling the world, doing site visits, and learning from each other. The good, the bad, the ugly. And after a dinner or a beer, you heard all the success stories and the failure cases. So what I'm going to try to do now is summarize this in a slide and tell you about it. And you don't need to remember everything. You can just take out your phone and check the QR code if you're interested in the details. So what about recipes and preparation? We want to achieve something. We have a goal. We want to have, you know, this awesome, successful, joyful thing for customers, your employees, and your stakeholders. by our state-of-the-art software systems. That's our target, that's our goal, that's our wanted position. And in order to do that, we need to do the right things, and we need to do these things right. Effectiveness and efficiency. And this is notoriously difficult for Swedes because we have one word, effektivitet. But there are two things. Do things right and do the right things. That's where it all starts, and you need to do both. The fundamental thing is people, and people respecting each other. This is not some kind of hierarchical respect, this is mutual respect, which will build a lot of things, but this is where it all starts. When we have that, we can start to collaborate. In teams, across teams. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together, especially if you're in complex situations. Having this, your users, what are they? Who are they? What do they need? And how do you know? What's the most important thing to them? Feedback loops, learning and improvements, we talked about that a lot yesterday and also today. So we need to have those in place. That's another fundamental capability. So these are capabilities. I'm not talking about details here. I'm not talking about tools and methods. I'm talking about capabilities, the whats and the whys. If we have our feedback loops in place, we know our customers and what they need, we can set a target, we can set a direction. Where are we heading? A vision, a big thing, the next big thing. Feedback loops, knowing what our customers want and need and who they are, we can improve, we can get better. But we need to have the feedback loops, we need to know what the customers need. If we can get better, if we have the quality in place, we can go faster. Some people think it's a trade-off. Either we go fast or we go with quality. But quality is the foundation for speed. And we heard the talk from Scania just a few minutes ago, the importance of validating your ideas. You know, is it usable? Is it valuable? Is it even desirable for your customers? Start with that before you check the feasibility from a technical perspective or the value from a business perspective. Those are all important. We need to check them all. And sometimes we forget if it's reasonable for society. And, you know, spending a lot of time and energy on AI or blockchain or Bitcoin, is that reasonable? And if we can go faster, better with feedback loops, we will deliver more. But if we just deliver more, and we can deliver shit, pardon my French, if we don't have the left-hand side in place with the validations. Okay, simple, right? One pager, not your favorite framework, but think about this, have these things in mind when preparing. So how about a few concrete examples? Yeah, you have the QR code, you can check it out. I won't go into the details, but these are the methods and the tools that you can use to fulfill these capabilities. Where do we start? Well, what's the job to be done? How do we know what's the most important thing right now? Well, you can ask yourselves, or you can ask your customers, what are we doing well? What can we improve? That's where to start. And in this simple example, their company, the organization, didn't know really who their customers were, and they didn't know what they needed. So then you can dig in, go into your lean startup, design thinking, design sprints from Google, Eric Ries's lean startup, jobs to be done by Clayton Christensen, impact mapping, GoICO. There's a lot of good stuff that you can learn and try in order to improve and get better. So what I'm trying to tell you in 10 minutes is really, you are the master chefs. Don't slavishly or lavishly, or whatever the English word is, follow the recipes. Think for yourselves. You know your context. You know your stuff. And by having these questions in the back of your mind, you are the master chefs. Use the ingredients and prepare using suitable recipes, suitable tools, suitable skills, and add a pinch of creativity, and think about the Swedish chef. Thank you.